but in a sequence. Sequence is very important here. So European thought, because that's where revolution is happening at the moment. So what we can't do is to accept it blindly, as some Muslims were doing, pro-imperialists and modernists. So that's the wrong way to go, and we can't reject it often without examining it. And that's what many, for the lack of a better term, traditionalists were doing. And obviously these claims are general claims. They have always exceptions. So as in Arabic we say these are itlaqat, but they are all needs to be determined and specified. You can't just, so we make these general claims because they are, in general, they are a good description of the situation, but that doesn't mean that there's no exceptions. There are important exceptions to both of these. So Allama Iqbal is proposing here the third way, and that's why we consider ourselves, despite criticizing Allama Iqbal, as his followers, because what he is saying is the third way, not the Tony Blair's third way, but or Hobsbawm's third way. But third way here is to critically examine with independent discipline the European thought, European philosophy, European science, and the purpose is to then deconstruct that thought and see from the independent critical viewpoint what is valid in it, what is invalid in terms of individual proposition, theories, and structures, and then deconstruct that structure, and after deconstructing, take those individual proposition and individual theories and see what is valid in them and what is invalid from Islamic perspective. And after we have done this, after this deconstruction, and differentiating valid from invalid, then we see, in the light of this valid part of that tradition, have a new look at the essential Islamic beliefs, and see if we need to revise. And if necessary, reconstruct our traditional ilm al-kalam in three crucial aspects at least. If we need to revise or reconstruct our rational understanding of Islam, our justifications, and our tools for defending Islam. And with that, we need to obviously question the Greek heritage of Islamic ilm al-kalam and see what is still valid in it, and keep it, and take out the invalid parts, and then take valid parts from here and here and here, and from this material reconstruct a new ilm al-kalam, which is a continuation of the old ilm al-kalam, but also its enrichment and making it relevant to the changed circumstances. So that's the project of reconstruction, and we basically in principle agree with this project of reconstruction in this very specific, and that's why Reconstruction of Religious Thought in Islam here is important book or the lectures, because of this methodology, this general outlook, and not for the specific results of its first cursory examples. Okay, and this work is needed essentially because of the inner demand of Islam itself, of the Quran itself. Because Quran, among other things, says that سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ سَنُرِيهِمْ آيَاتِنَا فِي الْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. We will show them we will in the future, and we will continue to show them our signs in cosmos and in their own inner psychological world, in such a way that it will become clear to them حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَكُمْ حَتَّى يَتَبَيَّنَ لَهُمْ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ, that this Islam, this Quran is the truth from their Lord. So that's the basic motivation comes from within Islamic ethos itself. Okay, but there's a second reason as well, and that's part of Ilm al-Kalam, to defend Islam against the competing anti-Islamic worldviews. Because if you don't do that, the charm of European thought, as it is in all its anti-Islamic and anti-religious outlook, it will overwhelm the Muslim population, especially the youth. So we need it also to defend Islam against the internal criticism, internal anti-religious movements which have arisen because of the influence of the European thought during the imperialist era. And that's what Iqbal refers to here after this point. He refers to these anti-Islamic trends